This is Video 0, starting from 0 with VoiceOver, or an introduction to VoiceOver for the vision dependent. Are you a sighted person wishing to assist a blind person in learning to use an iPhone or iPad? Maybe you have already had the experience of activating the VoiceOver screen reader only to discover that you are suddenly unable to operate your device. Or so it seems anyway. But don't worry, we're here to help. Hello, this is Tom Dekker, founder and proprietor of iHabilitation Canada. I have worked in assistive technology for the blind since 1982 and as a vision rehabilitation therapist and rehabilitation instructor since 2005. Over the last few years, Apple iDevices have come to play an ever greater role in helping people live more independently, especially people who are vision impaired. One day, while working with some students, I jokingly remarked that I was becoming more of an iHabilitation teacher than a rehabilitation teacher, and they thought that that was a really appropriate concept. Afterward, I found myself pondering why some blind users are more touchscreen proficient than others. What I discovered was that it has a lot to do with their ability to visualize the screens. I was fortunate to attend a school for the blind where we were inundated with diagrams and maps for both math and geography. So I thought to myself, let's try developing a tactile learning tool and see what difference it makes. And I went about finding a way to create it. And in cooperation with my great friends at Tactile Vision Incorporated, we produced iPhone and iPad tactile screenshot quick references for iOS 6. That company changed hands and produced the books for iOS 7, but since then we have decided to bring the process in-house, and now we have produced a new product line which we call Feelograms. Our first product is iFeelograms for iPad. This book contains 28 diagrams of various screens with a companion teaching video for each one. You will learn more in video number 1. But for now, our first task is to gain an understanding of the VoiceOver screen reader. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to activate VoiceOver, how to use a shortcut key to turn it on and off, and finally, what VoiceOver is, what it does, and how it does indeed modify the user interface. Fear not, you will quickly realize that it's all much simpler and more straightforward than it may seem. Let's start by turning on your iDevice. When the lock screen appears, unlock the device. When the home screen appears, touch Settings, then touch General, then touch Accessibility. Even though VoiceOver appears at the top of the Accessibility menu, skip it for now. We'll come back to it in a minute. Now, scroll all the way down to the final menu item, which is called Accessibility Shortcut. This shortcut is activated by clicking the Home key 3 times very quickly. It is known as triple-click Home. It is a toggle, which means that the triple-click Home action turns your accessibility choice on or off, just like a light switch. You will notice that there are several accessibility choices that the shortcut can control. So, touch VoiceOver to select it as your accessibility choice. Now, when the time comes, you can activate VoiceOver simply by pressing the Home button 3 times quickly. Triple-click Home. But before we do that, let's talk a bit about what VoiceOver is and what it does. VoiceOver provides an excellent accessibility solution to touchscreen navigation for those who cannot see what they are touching on the screen. It literally puts a protective coating of voice over the screen that you must penetrate with special gestures in order to navigate. So, as a sighted person using VoiceOver for the first time, you may not understand why nothing visual happens when you touch an icon. But if you listen, you'll discover something new. Audio feedback. The icon that you touch speaks its name, and if you wait after touching it, you will hear a hint from VoiceOver that says, "Double tap to open."
Camera. Double tap to open.
So, now that you know what to expect, and if you have the accessibility shortcut set to VoiceOver, press the Home key once to go back to the home screen. Next, triple-click the Home key. You will hear VoiceOver On.
VoiceOver on.
For now, touch various icons so that you become accustomed to them telling you their names.
FaceTime. Calendar. Photos. Camera.
You can also drag a finger around the screen to get a sense of where the icons are and how they are positioned in relation to each other.
FaceTime. Calendar. Thursday, December 4th. Clock. 7:22 p.m. Maps. Clock. Contacts. Clock. Reminders.
You can even be brave and try it with your eyes closed. Double tapping an icon with VoiceOver turned on does the same thing as touching the icon once with VoiceOver turned off. It activates the icon and opens the related app.
Camera. Double tap to open. Camera.
The important thing about the double tapping is that it can be performed anywhere on the screen. This eliminates the need to know the exact location of the last icon to speak. The last icon or control to speak is the one with VoiceOver's focus. That is to say that it has VoiceOver's attention, so it will therefore be the one where the double tap takes action, regardless of where the double tap is performed on the screen. There is a second option for taking action on an icon, known as the split tap. When you cause an icon to speak, either by touching it or dragging your finger to it, simply keep that finger on the icon and put a second finger down on the screen. The icon will be activated by the second touch.
Camera. Double tap to open. Camera.
And the app will open. Both of these options work in the exact same way, so see which one works best for you and your student. Now, let's look more closely at the VoiceOver settings. Go to Settings,
Settings.
then General,
General. Button.
then Accessibility,
Accessibility. Button.
and then VoiceOver.
VoiceOver. On.
Even though VoiceOver is on, double tapping will not turn it off, but rather will put you into the VoiceOver specific settings menu. Here you can adjust speech rate, volume, and many other settings. The best way to start learning about VoiceOver is to go to the iBook store and download the user guide for your device. It's free, and you can look up VoiceOver in the accessibility section. Be sure to check our videos on how to access the iBook store using VoiceOver. As well, you can check the resources page on the iHabilitation Canada website at www.ihabilitation.ca. There you will find links to some excellent books written by and for blind people about Apple computer and iOS device use, along with links to very well-produced peer support podcasts that cover a wide range of topics. Finally, VoiceOver comes with a special feature called the rotor, which superimposes itself on the screen and allows you to control VoiceOver settings on the fly. You can personalize your rotor via the rotor item under Settings, General, Accessibility, VoiceOver, Rotor.
Rotor. Button.
It is worth noting that the clockwise and counterclockwise gestures required to operate the rotor can seem particularly difficult for some students to master, but not to worry, as mastery generally comes with practice.
Volume. Speech rate. Words. Characters. Language.
As well, the help mode, accessed with a 4-finger double tap, is also an on-off toggle. It provides excellent audio feedback when invoked for gesture practice.
Starting help. To stop help, perform a 4-finger double tap or 2-finger scrub, or press escape on the keyboard. Rotate counterclockwise. Select previous rotor setting. Rotate clockwise. Select next rotor setting. Flick left. Move to previous item. Flick right. Move to next item.
We are sure that once you have investigated the steps and resources presented in this video, that you will be on the right track and that you'll look forward to exploring the rest of the video offerings on our website, www.ihabilitation.ca. Thanks for watching.